So we want to talk a little bit today about why planning within a project comes before we actually start pricing everything out.
So in construction, there's always a lot of different variables and a lot of different factors. There's also an order to the way that we do things in construction. When we're trying to price out certain things, a lot of people are asking, how much is my project going to cost? That's where everyone's trying to get to. But until we have a plan, a lot of times either architectural designs with our actual designer's input, it's really hard for us to give anything more concise than a large range on what something can be. And so what we've been taking through our clients is giving them a range of, hey, our last 5 jobs that were a little bit like this one, this is about the range that those fell into, to give people at least some sort of sense or grounding based off of what they're looking for. All of your selections can make a big difference on the pricing of your job and how many different outlets. Are we doing under cabinet lighting? There's so many different variables, there's so many different materials that we need to know up front so we actually know what we are going to be pricing. And so having a plan from an architect and also a design plan from a designer helps aid in that process to where we can really hone in a bit more on what our pricing is going to be so that we can dial in that range that people are looking for.
Scope of work becomes kind of the foundation for the entire process. Without a scope of work, we don't really know. It's kind of like an invisible target that we're trying to hit. People may want to know that they know that they want to do a whole home remodel or a whole home renovation, or maybe they just want to do a kitchen remodel or a basement remodel. They know that that's what they want to accomplish, but they don't know what it takes, how much it's going to cost, how many decisions are going to be involved in each one of those individual processes. But we've gone back and we've counted before just in a bathroom. In a small bathroom renovation, there was something to the tune of 112 decisions that really had to be made. And it sounds crazy, but that's just one small area of a house. If you think about an entire home from the roof down to the basement, there's hundreds of more decisions that have to be made. So it's important for us to understand what we're aiming at. In the beginning of the conversation with a client, we can begin to understand what we think that their goals are. And we also try to understand where we think the budget's going to land based off of selections, just off of a few small things like countertops would be an example, like what type of countertop material do you like? Fixtures is another one. It's kind of a signifier for us to help understand where we think budget's going to end up landing. But a lot of times we can be off the mark of that too, until we start getting inspiration picks, until we start getting floor plan drawings laid out, or we get elevations from a designer. We really don't understand what we're trying to accomplish. And at the end of the day, what's very challenging, we're trying to pull a picture out of our client's brain and put it onto a piece of paper so that we know that what we're building.